gardeners, and welcome to the final December segment of Gardening Through the Seasons. My name is Jeff Wilson, Area Horticulture Agent with the Mississippi State University Extension Service. For most of us, the landscape season is complete, but there are still a few chores you can do if you want to get out in the landscape and work. And today we're going to talk about what those are. First, this is a great time of year for general cleanup in the garden. That means raking leaves, picking up any fallen limbs, pulling weeds, installing plants, and even doing a little light pruning. With the pruning, make sure and leave all the heavy or severe work until late winter or early spring. But you can remove suckers or unwanted limbs if you want to at this time, like here on this redbud. Just make sure and cut the limb as close to the base. If the limb is diseased, broken, or in the way, go ahead and remove it at this time also. You can weed your shrub beds this time of year and they'll stay clean throughout the winter. Then it is a good idea to touch up the mulch or pine straw in those bed areas. I like to add 1 to 2 inches of mulch each year to help keep a fresh look. You want to make sure that you never have more than 4 inches total of mulch in the bed. Over-mulching can possibly lead to plant problems in the future. December is also a great time of the year to plant shrubs and trees and flowers. One shrub that does great in December is the Sasanqua camellia. One Sasanqua in particular is the Yuletide camellia. The Yuletide has dark red petals with yellow centers. It has a nice, tight, compact growth habit. The Yuletide camellia does great in containers or in the landscape, but it must have adequate drainage wherever it's placed. And most nurseries have a good selection of these plants this time of year. You may also want to plant some spring flowering bulbs in December. Tulips, daffodils, crocus, and hyacinth are a few to choose from. You can plant these bulbs as soon as you buy them in the fall, or you can refrigerate them for 4 to 6 weeks and then plant. If you choose to refrigerate, now would be the time to take them out and plant them in the ground. There are 2 basic methods for planting bulbs. You can either till the entire bed, or you can use a bulb planter to plant individual bulbs in holes. I like to use the bulb planter because we are usually working around other shrubs and we need to avoid damaging them. It takes a little more work to do this, but it's usually well worth the effort. Make sure you place the bulb correctly in the hole. For most bulbs, this means that the point of the bulb is facing upwards and the bottom of the bulb is in good contact with the soil. Also bury the bulb about twice as deep as it is wide. This will allow it to emerge and bloom during the first spring. If you took a soil test earlier and forgot to apply your lime, you can do that at this time also. This will allow time for the lime to adjust the soil pH before the spring growing season begins. Be sure to follow the directions and rates you were given. When you get through using your tools for the year, it's a good idea to do a service job on them also. You can tighten the screws, you can lubricate the moving parts, and you can sharpen the blades. Some of your higher quality pruners even have replaceable blades like the ones I have here. I've had this pair for 11 years and have only changed the blade 1 time. It definitely pays to buy quality. Remember, when you're through servicing all of your tools, it's a good idea to store them in a dry place for the winter. Another thing you can do when it's too cold to work outside in December is get in the house and break out your old gardening notes. You can look over those and see which plants perform really well during the year and those that didn't perform so well. And then hopefully you can avoid plant problems in the future this way. You can also break out those gardening books and catalogs and start daydreaming of what you want to plant next spring. If you're going to order plants or seeds, you will need to get an early start so you can have them on hand when planting time arrives. Hopefully these tips will help you to be successful in the landscape or garden next year. Remember, if you ever have questions or problems, just contact your local county extension office. I'm Jeff Wilson, and this has been Gardening Through the Seasons.